Alright. Here we are again, folks. Back at it again. I've done some off-camera work. I've taken care of the social sign-on. Social sign-on things that I need to take care of. You know, the API keys that I can't show on camera. Taken care of them, and I've also taken care of this. The annoying bar that showed up underneath this graphic from last time. Yeah, that was driving me nuts. And you might have noticed I've also included this little toast message here. Yes, I've been experimenting with the toast message, trying to come up with a good feedback loop. And I think this footer toast might work out quite well. Let me know what you guys think. I was debating on it, which corner to have it in. Do I want it to stretch across the screen like a snack bar, or be at the top, or have the position be dynamic? But really, I just wanted something out of the way, non-intrusive, also closable, and yeah, still visually common. Let's continue styling this. Now, with this toast, I've also implemented the Redux functions for it. So mapping the statement props and mapping the dispatch to props. And I haven't added the function yet for closing it, but I will right now, actually. In fact, I don't actually need to do that. I can just one-click, props, user actions, show toast, and toast show is false, message can be set to nothing. Now in my actions, I have the show toast function, which has the dispatch, show toasts, and a timeout of 3 seconds, so the toast should go away after 3 seconds. But here we're allowed to set a boolean to show the toast message, and also set a dynamic message, because I would really like to use this in more places than just one in this application. As you can see, I've added the process variables for the Firebase app. Now when it comes to the feedback loop, there were quite a number... right, to nest this arrow function. Yeah, there are quite a number of options I can use. But I did not want to import an entire, I guess, design system or another library or package just so I can have a toast message. It seems quite wasteful, seems really unnecessary. And my rule of thumb is, you know, if it's a small thing like a toast message and doesn't require much effort to program, I will develop it myself. Alright, so one thing is conditional rendering, so what we have whether or not the message should be shown. And we also need to have empty as well. Not shown. Yes, display toast message from the state. Great. For now, I will actually put something here temporarily to display, to show a message. And I'll turn this false. Okay, so definitely need some padding around these. And some padding around this as well. 5 pixel padding is generous in this case. Oh, right, okay. And I also want the span to be recognized as clickable. Good. Just for fun, I'm going to see if this works as intended. Yes. Great. Love it. And I will change the font here. Yeah, I can roll with that. Now, maybe 300 is a bit too small, but yeah, I think that'll be fine. With 300 pixels, 320 pixels, and great, so we've got our toast message, our toast handler. Let's go ahead and do the login. Let's do the normal email sign up. So name, email, password. Alright, let's dive into our server. Well, you know what? I'll not include it. Nope, just need cores for that. I'm using a Firebase cert file for the credentials. Simply have it down there. Ease of access. And we will initialize the database as well. I'm I'm going to be using Firestore. Yeah, that should take care of that. Let's start off with the sign up. We're going to do our set a request post, and if it is not a post method coming in, send the for when status back with a JSON error. Oh, not allowed. This is very rare. I mean, I can only imagine this is actually occurring if somebody was using the API in an incorrect way. Yeah. Signup assumes that they have already received a token from the Google Firebase signing in, so they're already authenticated. Well, they're already authorized when we have the ID token, so we're going to turn that ID token into a user in our database. So we have name, we're just going to trim the name, making sure that they have not, have no spaces before or after. Turn that into lowercase. And we're going to get rid of any special characters in the name. This can be a bit tricky when it comes to names with non-Unicode characters. I will have to revisit this at some point and I guess fish those out. For now, we'll remove the non-Unicode names. So I'm going to use a bit of regex for that. The way I've seen it from other platforms is that they typically will convert the non-Unicode characters to its Unicode counterpart, which is odd because they're not the same there either. Like the A with the two dots at the top is not the same as the normal letter A. You can't just convert it and call it the same thing. And we'll keep the name length down to modest 32 characters. But if it exceeds, we'll send back a 400 message stating the name is too long. I also want to change this username just so there's a differentiation between name and username. Next, we're going to create the user themselves. And we're going to do that by verifying the ID token. and we're going to check to see if the user already exists. Now, if the user already exists, you know what? I don't believe that is exactly necessary. Why don't we just append some additional characters at the end of the username, random. That way we can ensure that it's not, the chances of people having the same two usernames is very low, because the usernames are generated from their given names. So, I'd imagine there are multiple people with the name John Smith, for example. You won't have John Smith, John _ Smith, and then a bunch of John Smiths, basically. That's what I'm saying. A bunch of John Smith usernames, because we have that. We can't have people with the same usernames, but we can add an underscore and random alphanumeric characters to prevent your usernames from being the same, rather than having them rather than asking them to enter a different username, because we are not asking them to enter usernames, we're asking them to enter full names. Alternatively to the alternative, I can also just give them unique numbers, but the username, like the full name with the random numbers, does work out quite well as well. So I think I will stick with that method. So in that case, I can actually slim this down even further. I do believe that this already comes with the crypto library, so if not, I can always import it. Let me double check that to make sure. Yeah. Node.js does by default. Okay, so I'll just import crypto, and I'll use that for my random number generation. Let's see, crypto API. So we'll do crypto random bytes. Let's do 4 string x of this. I should take care of that. Usernames. So as the document identifier or document name, I don't know how I'm going to do that. It does make signing in quite easy, because I just have to verify it, and it does make authentication of the single user quite easy, but it makes things like showing the user who the user is a bit more difficult, or querying for the user, because I don't want to query by the user underscore ID given by the decoded token. But it works, it'll be fine. And like I said, we'll check to see if the user exists, because if it does exist, then that means the user already has an account. Typically this is already checked by the by the authentication system, actually. So overall, there's legitimately no point in doing this. Yeah. There's no point in doing that. I will remove it. Let's just press on without... So for some reason I did pass in the email, I believe. Forgetting that you can just grab the email from the decoded token. Yeah, this does not need to be here. So email. I feel like at some point I will want the users to have a description of themselves. Like an about. Avatar, sure. We should definitely have an archive boolean. Yeah, those are all I can think of for now until I flesh out a bit more of a respectable database. But yeah, we'll stick with that for now. We just want to be able to load the user in. Should be good to go. Let's see, it's DB collection, yes. Users. Doc. Token. User underscore ID. Set. Front end know that we know as well. I do want to return some user data about the new user. For example, username, avatar when they have one, yeah, multi-file. Typically the default that's going to be in their navigation bar to let them know that they are logged in. Alright, we're going to go ahead and export this here. I can most likely take a shot at a sign in. Go ahead and take care of the cores once more. Make sure that it is set to post. And if it's incorrect, return an error. So for signing in, authenticating, now the actual signing in function for authentication takes place through Firebase, but we also want to authenticate against our own database so that we can have certain data, such as the name, the username, and the avatar. When it comes to profile image, I can of course pull it from, if they're using social sign-on, pull it from their social sign-on, but if they're just using traditional signing in, signing up with the email, then I can't do that. I would have to create a default anyway, so it doesn't really change much there. But I will most likely I'll most likely have a no, I actually don't need a separate function for the social sign-on. I can most likely pass a provider into the sign-up that'll let me know whether or not they are signing up using traditional or with the social sign-on, because what really matters there is where I pull the name from, that rec body name trim. Because with the traditional, I pull it from input form on the sign-up page, but with social sign-on, I would have to pull that name from the data that I'm getting from the decoded token. So let's actually move this, all of that, down here. Now there is no rec body name. Set it to empty for now. If provider social name equals coded token. I don't remember what the variable is there, so I will just dot name. If that is what it is, that would be great. But just to be sure, I will quickly find out. Yes, it is name. Perfect. Saves us a bit of trouble there. Otherwise, with body name, trim, and there we go. In fact, let's trim this one as well. No surprises there. Okay. So we'll be using signup for both our traditional and social signup function here for adding a user to the database. Now here we need, we just need to authenticate the token and grab user data based on the token. Again, query the users. Well, actually for the first time so far, so we'll query it for the doc that has the decoded token user underscore ID that we set when the user signs up. Using that reference, we'll get the data. And we'll check if the user exists. Now, of course, this is already checked on the Firebase authentication side, but I like to be a bit consistent. In this case, I am returning everything, but I most likely will not want to do that, so yeah, let's take care of this. Let's do name. Hit the success, welcome back. Data.name and give the user data. And let's set else for the non-existence. Set that here, sign in. Great.